The final score: Wrexham 2, Swansea City 3. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC, and well, it's another defeat to one of the top two, but it's another game where the scoreline doesn't reflect the performance. I've just been looking back through the game again and looking through my notes, and I've got to admit that having finished actually watching the game on Sunday afternoon, I strongly felt that we deserved to win it. I started to question myself whether my natural bias could come into play, and having really lived it, oh no, we shouldn't have just won this. We should have won this by a fair margin. This was an outstanding performance by us, and it was also the first time I would say that we've taken on Swansea or Cardiff and actually been the better team. I mean, we were for big stretches on the first day of the season when we drew 3-3 with Swansea at the Rock, but this was something different. If we'd been more ruthless, this would have been a potentially easy win. One change in the Wrexham side, Del Morgan coming back in for Charlotte Bolland in goal. And we set up in a similar way again, with three at the back and three attacking players looking to stop Swansea from passing out from the back. And again, we executed that really well. Swansea struggled to get the ball out from their back five into midfield positions. That transition was difficult for them. We really caused issues when we didn't have the ball. But beg your pardon. Just had a Laszlo the podcasting cat tread on my keyboard. I do apologise. The chances didn't start coming go until the 10th minute, but they came in a typical manner. An interception. Gibbard, who had an excellent game in the middle of the pitch, making an excellent interception, feeding Rosie Hughes, who looked dangerous all game, and she cut in to the edge of the D, but then pulled her shot a bit and it went wide of the left post. She didn't quite get hold of that, but within a minute she was involved again. A terrific tackle by Hughes to not only win the ball but come out with the ball and feed Cairns on the right hand side. She had two players in the middle attacking the box, 3-on-1 breakaway. She chose to drive into the box herself and hit a shot which went quite well over and should have probably laid the ball off into the middle, in all honesty. But we kept pushing. Swansea, like I said, they've got quality players. They're a very good team, but they were really not getting a grip in midfield. Lily Jones and Mary Gibbard were really bossing the game. Another opportunity came, a terrific free kick by Lily Jones out on the left-hand side, swept into the box. Karen Allen headed it into the goal mouth, where Rosie Hughes back to goal, but knowing that the goalkeeper, Herbert, was out of position because she'd come out tempted by Jones's free kick, but had pawed at it and couldn't reach it, tried a back heel, which was cleared off the line. A nice, typical effort by Hughes. We were nearly opened up, though, for the first time. A bit of a warning sign as Kelsey Thomas went bursting down the right-hand side with players over in the penalty area. She drove it in looking for Hosford, who was going to tap it into an empty net, but Gibbard did brilliantly to track her run, slide in, and make a big challenge. Now, Kelsey Thomas, though, would become a very, very important figure in this game. Somewhat in more than one way, actually, because she was an early substitute. The left back, Steph Turner, went off injured, and so Swansea had to reshuffle. So Mane Legal went from right-sided attacker to left back, and it was Thomas who came on to that right-hand side. Now, she was consistently Swansea's best outlet. Wrexham trying to push on, leaving gaps sometimes, and she was driving in behind Cara Jones, who naturally wanted to get forwards, an attacking player playing as a wing-back. And that was Swansea's best outlet. And also, there'd be another little moment which would make that substitution crucial, which I'll come to in a second. But anyway, Wrexham kept pushing, kept dominating, and then in the 24th minute came the best moment of the season. And I don't care if it's men's team, women's team, this was the best moment of the season. And maybe goal of the season as well. A typical surge forwards by Karen Allen. She squared it to Phoebe Davis. Davis, equally typically, pinged a powerful and very accurate ball forwards. Amber Lightfoot couldn't quite take it in her stride, but Lily Jones stepped in about, 40 yards out? Told Lightfoot to step aside and just hit it first time over the keeper and into the net. A magnificent goal. I mean, what a hit. And of course, if you've as long as you haven't been avoiding social media, you'll have seen lots of people pointing correctly that Lily Jones, Wrexham through and through, who watches the men's team from that Stoke cold brew coffee stand, driving one in at that end from 40 yards. It's an exquisite hit. Look out for the angle from right behind her. It really shows the height she got on it and also the shape and movement she got on it. It's a beautiful, pure strike of a football. And Wrexham had a deserved lead and pushed on, looking for more as well. Cara Jones intercepting on the left hand side, feeding it into Hughes, who determinedly surged through the middle of the park and drove a shot from 20 yards, which went just over. But soon after that, Swansea were rather handed an equaliser. Thomas again swinging in across. Karen Allen tried to take it on her chest, got away from her though, and Pinder picked the ball up on the edge of the box. Allen was sprinting out to try and deny her. I think what she did was thought Pinder was going to hit it first time, so she jumped to try and block. But Pinder didn't hit it first time. She took it round the side of Allen, who, as she came down, put her leg out and tripped her. Cast iron penalty, a very odd penalty to concede, in all honesty. And Allen would be so frustrated with it because it gave Swansea that chance to come back in just when it looked like Wrexham were going to really get on top of it and put the game to bed. Pinder herself stepped up, sent Del Morgan the wrong way, and it was level. And within a minute, it could have been that Swansea were ahead. Again, it's Hosford this time, breaking down the left-hand side. 3 players attacking the box for her. She ripped in the ball, but Pinder couldn't quite reach it at the far post, and it went behind. Second half, Wrexham again got straight onto the front foot. Lightfoot's doing ever so well to intercept, and then ripping in a shot from 20 yards that went just wide of the right post. And then a couple of moments later, Lily Jones from a similar area, left of centre, hitting a great shot, which again just beat that far post. Before again, against run of play, Swansea took the lead in the 54th minute. I've got to say, though, an unbelievable goal. Legal, the player who had shifted, stepping up and having her moment of excellence. It was a corner that came in. Cairns and Cara Jones, just a little bit of hesitation about clearing it. It got in each other's way a bit. But having said that, Jones did get the ball out of the box. But Legal picked it up. I mean, this is just a ludicrous strike. She comes running across the pitch, left to right, to get to it, and then hits it first time. Brilliant strike, dipping over Morgan. Morgan might wonder whether she could have taken a half step back and got her hands to it. I think she did get fingertips to it, but she couldn't stop it going in. A magnificent goal, Swansea ahead, and again, buoyed by scoring, they again went on attack and within a minute could have scored another. This time, a breakaway from a corner. Thomas again bursting down the right-hand side. Hosford tearing into the middle. Thomas played a good ball in. Wonderful tackle by Allen to deny the Swansea captain. Wrexham started to come back into it at this point. Really powerful run again by Rosie Hughes. Was only halted by a terrific tackle by Williams, the last defender, as he entered the penalty area. And then again, Swansea hit on the break, again through Thomas, fed in down the flank, one-on-one with Del Morgan. Morgan did brilliantly to come out, narrow the angle, stand up, and force Thomas to shoot too close to her. A good save by her. But the game started to drift a bit. Wrexham had quite a lot of the ball, but we'd stopped making chances. An alteration was made, an attacking alteration. Rebecca Pritchard, who'd done a decent job down the right-hand side, brought off. On came Annie Small, attacking move that, and Wrexham started to get that attacking rhythm going. Small's interesting, she's a proper prospect. I'd be interested to see what she's like for a full 90 because she does pop up in good positions and she's composed on the ball. She likes playing passes, progressive passes to players in and around the box. I like the look of it from what little we've seen in the first team. She made an instant impact as well. A really good tackle on the left-hand side and then a great ball inside to Lily Jones, who from outside the box smashed it in. Keeper did well to get down and hold on to it. But the deserved equaliser finally came 10 minutes from the end. A short throw to Cara Jones, who, after the substitution, shifted to the right and immediately really clicked into gear and was a real menace for Swansea. Jones, on this occasion, span her marker superbly and just smashed the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. A really powerful hit. Hughes, goal scorer extraordinaire, knew exactly what was required. If she tried to put any action on it, it would have been hard to control. But there was so much pace on it, she just placed it with her head inside the near post, smashing goal. And Wrexham were level. And what do we do then? We go attacking again. Lightfoot had been struggling a little bit with an injury, so Ava Suckley came on, and now we had a real attacking lineup with Hughes through the middle, Cairns and Small either side of her in attack, Suckley and Cara Jones as wing backs, and Lily Jones and Gibbard pushing on from the middle of the pitch. I mean, it was a really all-out attack. There was a moment of danger when Lake intercepted and fed Chivers on the edge of the box. He'd just come on, but her shot was well struck, but just wide of the left post, before Wrexham started to carve out chance after chance. Firstly, Cairns doing well to feed Lily Jones. 5 minutes left. She smashed it in from 25 yards, just whistled over the bar. Close thing. Within a minute, Suckley launching the ball forwards. Hancock's looking to head it back to a goalkeeper from a good 40 yards out. Didn't make a good contact. Rosie Hughes had sniffed the danger and was sprinting after it. And credit to Herbert, the goalkeeper, who just beat Hughes to it outside the box, or Wrexham would have been handed the lead. Maybe Steve Dale, a little conscious of how much we were pushing forwards and how we may be leaving the back door open, brought TJ Dickens on. Good to see her back for Brooke Cairns. And Wrexham kept pushing on. Dickens on set piece duty now, sweeping in a corner, which was cleared to Lily Jones, who smashed in a shot from the edge of the area, looked destined for the bottom left corner, but on the line, Lake managed to stick a foot out and divert it round the post. Dickens then taking a corner from the other side, swinging it in. It beat everybody in a goal mouth and hit the post and bounced out to safety. How cruel. Wrexham getting so close. And then just to rub it in, second minute of injury time, having seen Wrexham come so close on so many occasions. Lake on the right-hand side swept in a cross, which deceived Morgan. There were players attacking it, and she didn't want to commit herself until she could see whether they won it or not. And it went straight in at the far post. How cruel to play like this and then concede a fluke goal in the second minute of added time. Within a minute, we actually did carve out our last chance of the game. A good ball down into the right channel by Allen. Hughes, at full speed, took it brilliantly, surged down the right side of the box, and then swept the ball in towards Small, who, facing the side of the pitch, tried to flick it on round the corner. The ball looped past the grasp of Herbert, and either just went wide of the far post or clipped the far post. It was difficult to see. So cruel. But then this game was cruel. It was also superb from a Wrexham perspective. Like I said, I mean, the number of chances that we carved out, the strength we showed in midfield. This wasn't one of those games where we were hitting on the break. We got our tactics right, and we genuinely got on top of a high-quality team. To lose that match feels deeply unjust. Looking at the performances, Del Morgan might be a little disappointed with that third goal, to be honest. Although I have sympathy for her. Like I said, when a ball's ripped in like that, you've got to see if somebody in the middle is going to get a touch. Because if they do, if you've already committed yourself for the cross, it's going to just roll into an empty goal, isn't it? So I did have sympathy for her with that. A great one-on-one save that she made. The defence, again, I mean, Fuller, wonderful news. Liv Fuller got through 90 minutes. Now, she's been on this return from a horrible injury that put her out for a best part of 2 years. And it was fantastic to see her finally make a full 90. Brilliant from her. And she played ever so. I mean, she's a good defender. The number of times she just closed down and shut down danger was fantastic. Her use of the ball is intelligent as well and progressive. What a player we have there. And wonderful to see her, like I said, able to sustain 90 minutes. That was a brilliant achievement by her, as well as her quality of play. Phoebe Davis, massive first half, really crunched into a lot of tackles, setting a bit of an example as we were trying to deny Swansea space, and did well in the second half. There was more space outside it as we pushed forward, so there was threat down her side of the pitch, but I wouldn't put it down to her, just to Swansea being smart enough to spot an area that they could drive into. The other centre-back, Karen Allen, of course, she'd be so frustrated about that penalty because, I mean, as you'll have heard from her description, she was really good driving forwards and feeding good balls into decent areas, and she made some really good defensive interventions as well. What a shame, because I kind of think if that penalty hadn't happened, I think we would have gone on to be in control of that game. The wing backs, Rebecca Pritchard had a good solid game on the right, didn't have too many problems defensively, and that's a genuine achievement when you're up against players of the caliber of Katie Hosford. Great performance by her defensively. She was brought off. I think she was tiring a bit how much effort she'd put in as we threw the kitchen sink at Swansea. And then on the other side of the pitch, well, Cara Jones, I mean, she doesn't let you down at left wing back. She's a much more attacking player than that, I would say. But she doesn't let you down, and she did get in some good positions. When we switched her with just under 20 minutes left to the right-hand side, oh, she was the most influential player on the pitch at that point. She was beating people, tackling high up the pitch, ripping crosses in, make that wonderful assist for Rosie Hughes' goal. It was fascinating to see. Steve Dale's got a few interesting little conundrums to solve now. And a number of these players, and we've already seen this all season, are flexible and able to play in a number of positions. But Cara Jones then on the right wing back position, when she should have been exhausted, but she's never exhausted, really lit the game up. She was fantastic. Centre mid, Lily Jones. Well, Lily Jones has to be player of the match because she put so much quality into her play, so much energy into her play. She and Mary Gibbard ran midfield, and she gets her ahead of Gibbard because she also scored that goal. Oh, my word. That was just such a joy. Yeah, Lily Jones all the way. But Gibbard was excellent as well. She really did an awful lot of hard work in midfield, tracking runs, making tackles. I was very, very impressed with her too. And then up front, well, we had Cairns on the right, and this is, I thought, Brooke Cairns' best game in the Wrexham shirt so far. She's not many games, admittedly, but she really looked tidy on the ball, worked hard without it. Again, she's a key part of that press that we have with the front three. And yeah, it was invaluable in her work. On the other side, Lightfoot really looked very threatening in the first half. Picked up a knock. It was knock or cramp, I'm not sure. But yeah, she had to go off in the end. She had less influence in the second half, but looked very threatening in the first. And then Rosie Hughes, constantly sharp, constantly looking for danger, gets a goal again, and threatened to get more. The subs that came on, well, it's great to see TJ Chickens coming back from injury anyway. She didn't have much time to influence the game. Although, having said that, she put in some good set pieces and hit the post. Annie Small, yeah, like I've said before, interesting player. So she helped us to get that momentum going in the closing stages. And Ava Suckley playing as a wing back. I got a lot of respect for Ava Suckley. I think she's got a really wide range of skills. And although that clearly isn't her position, it was an indication of how willing we were to take risks. And she did look to make inroads on the left. And that long ball forwards nearly led to Hughes putting us 3-2 up. So, yeah, fabulous performance, frankly. I feel a bit sickened that we lost it. And certainly in that way with a fluked cross going straight in injury time. But that gap between us and the top two is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And like I said at the start, a lot of these games, the results aren't reflecting our performances. I mean, look at the 6-1 last week against Cardiff. That was not a 6-1 game, not by any stretch of the imagination. Please don't get me wrong. I think Cardiff and Swansea are excellent sides. I'm not disparaging either of them by suggesting that we've played well against them when they've beaten us. But that gap is narrowing. And good times are ahead. It's exciting. Of course, the team will be straight back in action on Wednesday. You can listen to you can't listen to the commentary on iFollow. You can watch the game on iFollow at Aberystwyth, a double header. Aberystwyth away on Wednesday and then home on Sunday. Should be really interesting. We can clinch third place once and for all on Wednesday if we avoid defeat. And, well, this team deserves to go out there and get 3 points because we've been unfortunate on Sunday. With a final score of Wrexham 2, Swansea City 3, I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.